Welcome to the Marshalls Football Club Philosophy, the introduction for parents. This short introduction will give you an insight to the purpose behind our club philosophy document, our vision, mission, purpose and values. It will outline how we intend to play and coach, what type of person we want the Marshalls player to look like, and how we can all support this process, whether we're a coach, player or parent. How and why did we create this document? In the 2014-15 season, we asked everyone within the club to fill in a survey on their current thoughts about the club, why you're involved and what we could do better. The several hundred responses we received from coaches, parents and most importantly players helped shape our philosophy. We wanted to put this philosophy together to be transparent to all of our members, the Marshalls family, about what we stand for, what everyone can expect from the club, and what the club expects in return. Our philosophy will provide clarity for everything that we do, every decision we make, and keep us focused on our goals. It will act as a lens through which we view every problem. It will share what we do and why we do it, and define a clear pathway for all of our members. It will also ensure we provide consistency across all of our teams and age groups. Who are we? We are Marshalls Football Club, a grassroots FA Charter Standard community club, the pinnacle of the FA's club accreditation scheme. This means, in the eyes of the FA, we're well organised, provide a safe environment and offer opportunities for all. It means we have a qualified and up-to-date coach with every team. It means we prioritise child welfare and maintain good levels of discipline. We exist for the community and we're committed to providing a caring, friendly and safe environment for all our members, including over 300 players, so they can enjoy the game of football. Our vision. This is where we want to be. We want to be the most respected grassroots club in the country. This doesn't necessarily mean that we top every league and win every cup, but it means that the way we do things are an example of excellence to all. The score will take care of itself if we get the process right. Our mission. This is what we're going to do. We want to provide the best possible grassroots football experience for all our members, the Marshalls family. We want everyone to have such a positive experience with Marshalls FC that it hooks them into a lifelong involvement with the game and the club, whether that's a player, coach, volunteer or supporter. Our purpose. This is why we're doing it. We want to develop better people through football. We recognise the importance that a well-run club can play in the community, and we want to have a positive impact and leave a lasting legacy on everyone who comes into contact with our club. Our values. This is how we're going to do it. Friendly, fun and fair. When we reviewed the results from our survey, these three words were by far and away the most common answers to the question, sum up the club in 3 words. We thought this was so significant that we decided to adopt them as our core values. These values are the bedrock of our behaviours, and we will make sure that the way we do things reflect these. How will we measure these aims? Some of what we're proposing is intangible and difficult to measure. However, we feel that some indicators of progress for us should be the growth and retention of our membership. If we're successful in working towards our vision, mission and purpose and living our values, then we believe that we will be a club that people want to become part of and stay with. We will review our membership every year to check out how we're doing and act accordingly. The number of young players progressing into our open age teams. We're one of only a few local clubs who provide a pathway from 6 to open age, and we're one joined up club. We want our young players to learn, develop and fall in love with the game. We also want them representing our first and reserve team on a Saturday afternoon when they're old enough, or even staying in the game by coaching or refereeing. We want football to be a lifelong venture and not something that stops when they leave school. By regular, specific feedback from the players, coaches and parents. We will ask for formal feedback twice a season to see how we're doing, whether we're on track and what we can improve on. How we play. Football's the most popular and most random sport on the planet. Because of this, anyone can play the game and be successful at the game in their own right. It also means that the game can be played in many different ways. We want to lay down our marker of how we would like our players and teams to play. We won't pigeonhole our players into positions at a young age, and we don't expect our teams to stick with rigid formations. Instead, we want our players to develop a well-rounded football education. This ensures that they're better equipped to deal with the ever-evolving game and are able to deal with a wider range of situations and problems when they reach open age. We still have some broad targets that we're aiming for on a match day though, and these are: we want to be the more sporting team and ensure we demonstrate respect to our opponents, officials and teammates. We want to dominate the ball and play the more attractive and creative football. We want to win the game, but not without the previous two targets being met. If we've met these aims, then the opposition should comment on how enjoyable the experience was, how tough the challenge was, and what good football our players and teams play. We will do this whilst ensuring that all players get equal time and opportunity over the course of the season. Just like when a farmer plants a crop, he doesn't know when each individual seed will grow, nor does he know which one will end up the strongest. All he can do is provide the right care and environment that allows each one to flourish. It's no different with the experience we want to provide for our players. We don't know when each individual player will develop and at what rate, nor do we know who will end up being at what ability level. But what we can do is provide the best possible care, environment and opportunity to every single Marshalls player to help each of them reach their full potential, whatever that may be. The Marshalls player. Our goal is to maximise the ability of each of our players across the following 4 areas. Social. We want to develop leaders with good behaviours both on and off the pitch who represent the club well and not just on a match day. Psychological. We want to develop people who are resilient, confident, assured and who can think and act for themselves without waiting to be told what to do. Technical. We want to develop intelligent and creative game players. Players who can perform comfortably with limited time and space and who are talented enough to play in a number of different positions. Physical. We want to develop players who are athletic and have a sound physical platform to compete at this sport or at any other they may choose. We know the key ingredients to developing the Marshalls player. Ounces of information, gallons of opportunity and tons of patience. How we coach. We expect our coaches to create an environment that helps to develop the Marshalls player and encourages the players and teams to meet the aims of how we play. This means putting the players' needs before our own. Sometimes that might mean sacrificing a result in the short term for an investment in player opportunity and development in the longer term. We understand this and are committed to it. We have some fundamentals of how we coach at every session. We will use games rather than drills as our default method. By games, we mean practices with simple rules, an element of scoring and/or opposition. We only have a limited time to train every week, and we know that games give the players wider returns, are specific to the match, and are more motivating and engaging. Our aim is to adapt these games to meet the needs of the players. Deliver our practices in a way that allows choice, ownership and problem solving. We want to produce intelligent and creative players, and we won't do this if we're making all the decisions for them in training and on match day. As a result, rather than looking regimented and tidy, our practices will often look chaotic and messy. We're comfortable with this because it means the players are having to think. Keep practice and learning time at a maximum by planning ahead and keeping our coaching interventions short. What you won't see from our coaching sessions is laps, lines and lectures. These outdated methods won't help us achieve our aims. How we support. We know that there are 168 hours in the week and that we may only be in contact with the players for 3 of those. So if our parents are taking an active interest in the process and backing up the message of the club and coaches for the rest of the week, it becomes much more powerful. Practically, parental support may be as simple as putting out or getting in goals, helping communicate with other parents, or even doing player and match analysis. It doesn't matter how small your help may be, it all adds up. As tempting as it can feel, we want to avoid parents shouting instructions to the players on match day and in training. Those messages could potentially contradict the coach. It's also because these players are still learning the game. During a match, they have an infinite number of problems to solve and decisions to make. Being shouted at and told what to do from the touchline only adds further distraction. Focusing on the here and now and shouting instructions can stop the players from figuring out the answer for themselves, a method that has shown to be much more significant for long-term learning. That doesn't mean we don't want you to support. Young players often tell us how much they enjoy being cheered on, supported, and praised for intention and effort as much as outcome and success. This is where you can really help, with support and encouragement rather than criticism and instruction. At Marshalls FC, we want to keep our focus on the long-term holistic interests of every player, and we ask that you support this. Overall, if you do nothing else, we just ask that you trust in and support the coaches who are giving up their time for free in order to help your children learn the game. Thanks for watching the video. Please note that this is an evolving journey. This is the first time we, as a club, have put down in writing what we stand for and how we're going to go about it. Some of this will inevitably change in the future, as we won't have got it perfect at the first attempt. But we will only achieve success if everyone is pulling together and playing our part.